Welcome, Commander. Choose if you want to hear the basic information about the map, watch an example build order, or try the build order yourself.
Welcome to this Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever map tutorial. This tutorial will teach you about the map Summer Duel. Let's get started. Summer Duel is a 5x5 kilometer map. As most 5x5 kilometer maps, it's all about the T1 land spam. For now, let's take a look at the key features of the map. Your starting position has 4 mass extractors and a close hydro. There are quite a few rocks to reclaim around this hill. Make sure to get them as soon as possible to boost your economy. Summer Duel is defined by 3 choke points. This one is the direct route to your opponent's base, and therefore the main battleground. By using the side passes, you can sneak some raiding parties around your opponent's main force. But be careful not to get raided yourself. You can wall off the area if you want. A common strategy on this map is to rush the enemy base with the ACU before building a second factory. To counter that, it is important to identify the rush in time. Therefore, you send an early T1 scout to the choke, as you will see in the build order. If the scout sees the ACU or gets killed, you immediately build a T1 point defense in your base, before building further factories.
Let's watch an example build order now. Hold down your shift key to see the command queue of the units. You can also select the ACU, engineers or factories to see their build queue. In case you need a bit more time to follow the build order, you can adjust the speed with the plus or minus keys, or pause the game with a pause button on the top of the middle of the screen.
A land factory is built first, followed by 1 power generator and 4 mexes. Then set a move command for the ACU towards the hydro, and let it assist the second NG. The land factory builds 3 engineers, 1 tank, 2 land scouts, 2 NGs, and then a mix of 2 tanks and 1 NG on repeat. Changing factory rally point will also affect which way the units will leave the factory. You can save some time by doing that. The first NG builds the hydro and then a mix of P-gens and factories. The second NG expands south towards the reclaim field and builds the mechs on the way. It's quite important to not lose this NG as the rocks give you a good amount of mass. Your first tank will protect this NG. Your third NG builds 2 mexes by heading north and then comes back towards the middle and builds the last mex there and a T1 radar. Send the first tank and scout to protect your engineer reclaiming the rocks. The second land factory will be your main factory. Queue up a mix of 5 tanks, 1 scout, 2 arties, and set the waypoint towards the middle choke point. Don't forget to set the factory on a repeat build. The second scout gets sent to the middle to spot an incoming ACU rush, as was explained in the map info. If you spot an incoming ACU, cancel the current build queue and build a T1 PD immediately. The 4th NG will assist the first one with building your base. The 5th NG builds the untaken mechs in the south. After that, the southern mechs in the mid-choke. After the 3rd factory is finished, the ACU goes straight through the mid-choke towards the enemy base. Now you set the waypoint of your factories close to the enemy base. That way the tanks arrive fast at the front to assist your ACU. The 2 tanks which are built now will protect the northern choke. The 6th NG will also assist with building the base. The air factory builds a queue of 1 air scout and 3 interceptors. The first air scout is done shortly before your AC arrives at the enemy base. Use it and scout what your opponent has before you attack. The 7th NG tries to take the northern mid-choke megs. You're putting a great pressure on your opponent now. Keep on spamming the units and try to reclaim the wrecks with NGs. That way you will take the victory. However, don't be tempted to upgrade a mechs, as it's a big investment, which could, done at the wrong time, delay your unit production and lose you the game. Better invest spare mass into more land factories and tanks. Good luck, Commander.
Now you should know the basics about this map. It's time for you to try the build order yourself.